The four horsemen return from the shadows aiming to take down a corrupt tech empire but find themselves trapped in a new game. After being exposed and forced into hiding, they are blackmailed by a brilliant and ruthless entrepreneur who demands they pull off an impossible theft. Alone and precise, assassin Jack retreats to the Italian countryside after a job goes wrong. Planning one last assignment for a mysterious client, he begins to let his guard down, befriending a local priest and falling for a woman named Clara. But as he steps into the light, danger from his past closes in. In town for a job interview, a young woman arrives late at her Airbnb to find it has been double booked and a strange man is already staying there. She reluctantly agrees to spend the night, but soon discovers that the true danger is hidden deep within the house. Barry B. Benson, a curious honeybee, is shocked to discover that humans harvest and sell honey for profit. With help from his new human friend Vanessa, he sets out to sue the human race and change the balance between bees and people forever. A San Francisco socialite follows a romantic interest to a quiet coastal town, only to find herself caught in a growing nightmare as flocks of birds begin to turn violently against the townspeople. Fresh out of prison, Jake Blues reunites with his brother Elwood to save the orphanage where they were raised. On a self-declared mission from God, they race to reassemble their old band and raise the money needed, causing chaos across Chicago as they dodge the police and a growing list of enemies. An IRA gunman seeking weapons in the U.S. is placed with the family of a New York cop who has no idea who he really is. As a bond forms between the two men, secrets unravel and loyalties are tested, forcing both to confront the violence they tried to leave behind. In the year 10,191, the desert planet Arrakis is the only source of spice, the galaxy's most valuable substance. When young Paul Atreides is thrust into a deadly power struggle between noble houses and the Emperor himself, he must embrace his destiny to lead the native freemen in a rebellion that could reshape the fate of the universe. Robert McCall, a retired Black Ops operative living a quiet life, is drawn back into violence when he helps a young girl exploited by the Russian mob. As he unleashes his deadly skills to bring justice to the powerless, McCall becomes a one-man force against those who prey on the innocent. A fake psychic and her cab driver boyfriend take on a job to find a missing heir, only to cross paths with a pair of jewel-hungry kidnappers. Their investigation uncovers a web of family secrets, putting them on a collision course with a dangerous couple hiding behind a respectable facade. Seasoned con artist Nicky Spurgeon takes a gifted newcomer, Jess, under his wing, but their growing romance complicates the game. Years later, they cross paths in the middle of a high-stakes con, and old feelings blur the lines between trust and deception. London is gripped by fear as a serial killer strangles women with a necktie. When his ex-wife is murdered, struggling bar worker Richard Blaney becomes the prime suspect and must go on the run to clear his name and expose the real killer. A Chicago family heads to a lakeside resort for a peaceful vacation, only to have it disrupted by their loud and overbearing brother-in-law. As clashing personalities and a series of mishaps derail the getaway, the two families struggle to survive nature and each other. During the making of Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock battles industry doubts, personal obsessions, and growing strain in his marriage to longtime collaborator Alma Reville. He finances the film himself while tensions at home threaten to overshadow the most daring project of his career. E.B., the teenage son of the Easter Bunny, runs away to Los Angeles chasing his dream of becoming a drummer. There, he crosses paths with Fred, an aimless man struggling to find purpose, after a car accident throws them together. As E.B. recovers and Fred deals with his new chaotic guest, both are forced to face responsibility and discover what it really means to grow up. As California edges closer to statehood, Alejandro de la Vega struggles to balance his secret identity as Zorro with his duties as a husband and father. Pressured to hang up his sword for good, he faces a personal and political crisis when a foreign nobleman with a hidden agenda threatens both his family and the future of the region. With danger rising and his marriage on the line, Zorro must once again rise to defend justice and everything he holds dear. While vacationing in Morocco, an American couple stumbles into a deadly conspiracy after witnessing a murder in a crowded market. When their young son is kidnapped to ensure their silence, they're thrust into a race against time that takes them from the bustling streets of Marrakesh to the concert halls of London. A couple settling into life with their newborn believes they have found comfort in a quiet neighborhood until a loud and wild fraternity takes over the house next door. What begins as friendly introductions soon turns into a fierce clash when late-night parties disrupt their peace. A group of gifted illusionists known as the Four Horsemen stun audiences with dazzling performances that seem to involve real crimes. As money rains down on their fans and their tricks grow more elaborate, a determined FBI agent teams up with Interpol to uncover the truth behind the spectacle. Sherman Klump is a kind-hearted but severely overweight scientist who creates a revolutionary formula to shed pounds instantly. After a failed romantic evening leaves him discouraged, he tests the serum on himself and transforms into Buddy Love, a slim and wildly confident alter ego. As Buddy begins to take over Sherman's life with his loud personality and reckless charm, Sherman must decide who he truly wants to be before the formula erases him for good. Stuck in his apartment with a broken leg, a curious photographer spends his days peering out the rear window at the lives unfolding around him. What begins as idle observation turns into mounting suspicion when he believes he has witnessed a murder across the courtyard. With help from his stylish girlfriend and sharp-witted nurse, he sets out to uncover the truth from behind his lens, even as danger begins to close in on his own doorstep. While studying at Cambridge, a young cosmology student named Stephen Hawking falls in love with Jane Wilde, a fellow student with a passion for the arts. When Stephen is diagnosed with a degenerative illness and given a short time to live, their relationship is tested by the weight of his declining health and rising academic fame. In a Boston neighborhood known for producing generations of professional thieves, a tight-knit crew pulls off a high-stakes bank robbery and briefly takes the manager hostage. When one of the robbers, Doug McRae, begins a relationship with the woman they kidnapped, he finds himself torn between his criminal past and a possible future with her. As the FBI closes in and loyalties are tested, Doug is forced to confront the life he was born into and the chance to finally escape it, knowing that walking away could cost him everything. During the height of World War II, a group of American naval officers embarks on a covert mission to intercept a damaged German submarine carrying a crucial encryption device. Disguised as enemy sailors, they manage to board the vessel and seize the machine, but their escape quickly unravels. Trapped aboard the enemy sub and cut off from support, the crew must fight to survive deep beneath the ocean while protecting the device that could turn the tide of the war. Seeking a peaceful escape, the Wilson family heads to the California coast for a relaxing vacation. But as night falls, their trip takes a terrifying turn when a group of strangers breaks into their home. The true horror begins when they discover the intruders are twisted versions of themselves. After retiring from the police force due to a crippling fear of heights, former detective Scotty Ferguson is drawn back into investigation when an old acquaintance asks him to follow his wife, Madeline, who seems lost in a strange trance. As Scotty becomes captivated by the enigmatic woman, his obsession begins to blur the lines between reality and illusion.